Alright, so I want to show you guys real quick how to make infused oils. This one here I just did a few minutes ago. This is rosemary, but I want to do another one. I'm gonna have I have some oregano here, some thyme, some rosemary. I have some fennel seeds, a little piece of bay leaf, and I'm also going to use some lavender. Then you want to put those herbs into a mason jar. Every last little bit up in there. So we've got the oregano, we've got the thyme, we've got rosemary in here. I'm also putting fennel seeds. It's going to be a nice herbal blend. Piece of a bay leaf and a good pinch or two of lavender. And you want to cover your herbs in olive oil. And just use a wooden spoon, using the handle of a wooden spoon, just to make sure all the herbs are covered. All right, so here I have a crock pot full of water that's warming. I have it on high. It's not quite warm yet, but I like to give it a nice head start. I'm gonna set my jars in here, and you want the water to at least come up as high as the oil is. And these, if you can see here, it's just a little bit less. But if I add any more to this, the bottles are gonna start floating. So that's how you know that that's enough. And what I just want this water to get up to room temperature. I don't want it hot, I don't want it boiling. We're not cooking the herbs, we're just infusing them. So I'll keep an eye on this. Once it gets up to about 100 degrees, which is, you can stick your finger in there and it feels room temperature, then it's time to turn this down to low and just let it sit here and do its thing for as long as you can. The longer the better. Some people say an hour. I like to say at least 4 hours. Mine I'm probably gonna let go overnight, or at least till tonight when I go to sleep. It's only 10 o'clock in the morning now, so if I leave it on until about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, that should be sufficient. All right, so I let these go for 12 hours yesterday. I set them on the counter overnight, and this morning I'm going to decant them. So I have a clean jar, I have a strainer, and I also have a piece of cheesecloth that I'm gonna put in here. I like to do the strainer and the cheesecloth just because of I don't want any little particles inside of there. So just in case the strainer doesn't catch everything, I have the I have the cheesecloth that will. And what I'm gonna do is just pour the entire content. Clean that up a little bit. And there we go. You have a nice rosemary infused oil. I'm gonna put the lid on and I'm going to label it. And because I used fresh rosemary in this, I'm going to store it in the fridge just because it'll keep longer if I do it that way. And yeah, I want it to keep as long as possible, obviously. So this will keep good in the fridge for at least 3 months. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the second one. And there you go. You have infused oils that you can use to cook anything that you would normally use olive oil in, just to give your foods an added flavor. If you're searing a steak, use some of this rosemary in the pan. I mean, or even some of this here. Like all of these flavors here, this combination is amazing. Like I said, I'm gonna store these in the fridge. They'll last in the fridge for up to 6 months, and only because I used fresh herbs in each of these. Had I only used dried herbs, I'd leave them, in the cupboard where I leave my seasonings and the rest of my olive oil, and they stay well for up to 6 months or so. But at any rate, what you'll want to do is just take this out 20 minutes or so before you're ready to cook. Or what I like to do is just take a spoon and spoon out how much I'm going to want and put it in a little saucer or something and sit it on the counter, a little bowl or something, until you're ready to use it. But there you go. Infused oils. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you in the next video.